One of the single largest pain points in the life of the single man today in modern times is the utterly, insanely, egregiously high flake rate of modern women. When I say flake rate, I think most of you know what that is, but I'll define it. A flake is when somebody cancels their plans at the last minute. So a very, very all too common thing that all men experience is you meet a girl. Maybe it's through friends, maybe it's through Instagram, dating app, doesn't matter. And then you're flirting with her, you're getting to know her over text for a couple days, you set up plans. That Friday night, that Saturday night comes around when you're supposed to meet up and have dinner, and then she cancels at the very last minute, leaving you alone with yourself in your room and an internet connection to a certain type of website, right? I am Casey Redbeard, by the way, and my passion is teaching men how to build a rock star dating life using online methods, and for affluent men, they can actually outsource the entire process to me and find them a bunch of girls or one loyal girlfriend, whatever they're looking for. Now, I do meet most of my women online, but I've also dedicated the first, 15 years of my adult life to meeting them in person. One of my earliest mentors and good friends of mine, to this day still a good friend, is RSD Tyler, aka Owen Cook, his real name, the entire creator of all this red pill, helping men, pickup artist, dating coach stuff. He created it all. Okay, he's a good friend of my mentor. And I've noticed it doesn't matter whether I meet them online, in person, through friends, through dating apps, the vast majority of women will flake on you. And I know I'm very hard on American women and dating culture in the West in this channel, but it's not any better in Latin America. Asia, it's been a long time. I remember it being actually much better in Asia, but whatever. Generally speaking, this will be one of the largest pain points for men. Most men are just completely invisible to women. They get zero attraction, zero attention, zero matches on dating apps, zero responses to their DMs, etc. So they're not even there yet, right? But for the guys who at least, leveled up to that next level, it actually can get responses, DMs, can get matches. What guys will realize is that the overwhelming majority of women will flake. Now, by the end of this video, I'll give you a solution that's more obvious and easy to implement than you probably ever thought. It's interesting though, if you were to ask a guy, what are the struggles? What is the plight of women? What do women go for? If you were to ask a woman, how is the world so unfair? How is she so oppressed in today's society? Men know what women go through, at least what they claim they go through, right? Like, certain things are complete bullshit, like the pay gap. The average woman would say, let's take like a feminist, right, in San Francisco. What would she say? She'd say, every man is out there to grape me. Every man gets paid $1 bajillion to every dollar that I make. I constantly get harassed and catcalled. I can't leave my house past 7 o'clock at night when the sun goes down because every man is looking to assault me, etc. That would be and some of this is based on fact. There are things that are unfair to women. I don't mean to be like I'm downplaying the whole thing, right? But my point being is men generally are aware of the struggles that women go through. Women have zero idea the struggles of men. They think we have it as easy as them. They think that our inboxes are full of these hot chicks that want to spend money on us and take us out and take us traveling. That they have no idea, how it is for us. And one of the main things, like I said, a lot of guys can't get attention, but even when you can, is the flaking thing. So it's not just me, and I know I forget if I mentioned this, but it's a global thing, right? It's not just in America. And I noticed this with myself. When I first went to Sao Paulo, Brazil, and I love Brazilian women, by and large. But when I first went to Sao Paulo, I, was getting responses on my DMs. I was doing okay on Tinder, but I didn't go on a date for about the first, call it, 2 weeks of being there. It was just flake, 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 flake. Who knows? Because I'm a foreigner, because I didn't speak Portuguese very well at the time, because I'm a stranger from the internet, who knows? Now, this is with me and my personal experience. This is with clients that we run their dating apps and their online dating for them. We see this with certain clients, certain clients more than others. It depends if you're, a 6'4" jacked good-looking millionaire with a six-pack, okay, the flake rate is less, right, than, maybe a less attractive client, right? It also depends on the dating market and such. But, naturals, guys that I talk to, guys that never studied game, guys that did study game, guys that only meet women through person, guys that meet women through friends, guys that meet women on Instagram, it's just, whatever. So let's talk solutions now. I mean, every guy, I think I've hammered it. We all experience this pain, but there's nothing more frustrating than getting your hopes up. Some beautiful girl that took a lot of effort, a lot of BS, a lot of time swiping to meet and attract, and then you finally are about to get her out for the weekend and she flakes and you're left alone and like 3 weekends have gone by and you've just been alone because of flakes. Nothing more frustrating. So how do you get past it? Well, like I said, the solution is more obvious and easy to implement, somewhat easy to implement, than you might think. And the answer is schedule 3 to 4 dates for the same night. Now that begs the obvious question. What happens if you schedule 4 dates for Saturday night and 2 flake but 2 show up? Well, the answer is one girl is going to be very, very disappointed and one girl is going to get her makeup done, get her hopes up, and for probably the first or second time in her life, experience what men go through on a weekly basis. I used to feel bad about this, right? So let's take an example. This is like a true thing that happened to me in Brazil, right? I would do this, aggressive, like texting all day, setting up dates all day. I would have 4 dates scheduled. One time, by a miracle, I had 3 of the 4, only 1 flaked. So I had 3 of the 4 showing up. So what I did was I would pick restaurants that were all pretty close. I picked some restaurant row. So it's like, restaurant A is here, B is here, C is here, right? I just chose the hottest one that I had the best connection with and went to her at that restaurant. The other 3 showed up at some restaurant, all makeup done, ready to go, ready to meet me. And I made up I think it said I got sick or something like that. I forget what I even said. Oh, I'm not feeling well. I had to run home. And they knew it was a bullshit excuse. And then they accused me of being a fake profile, like I wasn't even the guy, and the photos and stuff like that. And they were like infuriated, which again, it's not a cool thing to do. I'm not proud of that. But I literally looked at myself and said, okay, cool, Casey. You're paying a shitload of money for this Airbnb. You're in Brazil. You're in Sao Paulo for a limited time. Pretty soon you got to go back to America. You want to get experience here. You want to experience happiness and joy and connection and romance and sex with the women here while you can. And it's been 3 weeks. And you haven't, gone on a single date with a single chick. What's going on here? And then I realized, all right, dude, fuck it. Fuck it all to hell. You've got to be a selfish bastard because flaking is an extremely rude thing to do to somebody, yet women, for whatever reason, beyond any culture, beyond any country, don't see it as that rude of a thing. Partly is, I don't want to get too much of a tangent on this, men are not respected, men are not treated well in society, men are generally looked down upon and just kind of degraded and humiliated by society at large in today's times. It's, it's not armed robbery. It's not, randomly punching a stranger in the face and breaking their jaw on the street, somebody you never met. It's not like in that category, but it's very, very high up there. I mean, it is an extremely rude thing to flake on somebody. And again, like I said, I'm not proud of it. And in the future, what I've done is like save girls the trip out to the restaurant. Like I know if I so what you can do is this, right? If you want to like be less of a bastard and not make her actually show up, but like flake when she's still at her home at least to save her on the trip of going there, you can kind of stagger your dates. You can do, and you just do the same restaurant, but you can do, one for, let's say 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30. So you have your 4 dates. And then you Uber the girl. The key is you get the Uber for the girl because you can see on the GPS where she is as it slowly moves closer. And once she's there, you know that she's like coming to you. You can see it coming on the map, right? Don't ever let her drive or get her own transportation because she could say, oh, I'm there, I'm on my way, but she can not be on her way. I've had that happen a lot of times. So here's what I suggest. Do a date for 7, 7:30, 8, 8:30. And then start with like the hottest one that you have the best connection with. And then at 7 o'clock say, hey, you ready? I'm going to get you an Uber. Oh, I'm like anything. oh, I'm running late. Can we do, 9 o'clock? Yeah, sure. That's fine. Then the 7:30 girl, hey, if you're ready now, I can just get you a car now. Let me know. Oh no, I'm not ready. I need till 7:30. Great. I'll just wait till 7:30. 7:30 comes around. Hey, so you ready now? Oh, actually, hey, can we do another time? Cool. Perfect. Then the 8 o'clock girl. Then let's say the 8 o'clock girl actually will accept the Uber. She's in the Uber. You can see her on the map. Then you just flake on the 8:30 girl. And men generally have empathy for women because that's how we're taught in society to do. Women, by and large, women have empathy for men in like some circumstances, but not when it comes to dating. They just think that we have it really easy. They think that like if they flake, so what? We can just go out and meet some chick super easily, just like they can meet a guy, right? You have to be selfish and just like go on dates. Like, again, I'm not proud of this. I don't recommend this. If you're not getting a high flake rate, don't do this, technique. Just maybe, I don't know. But that's the solution, guys. Now, here's the thing. It can be a big challenge to set up 3, 4, 5 dates on a single night. So here I go again, shameless plug. Use our services. Now, it's for the affluent, our services where we log into your Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, Instagram. And again, if you want a harem of, let's call them fast women, loose women, we can find those. Or if you want some very specific girl, like I had a guy one time, he wanted me to find a girl in Colombia that was, 5'8" minimum, super slender body, had a visa to go to the US, spoke fluent English, had a private Instagram, low body count, almost no followers. You know how hard that was to, we did it. We got him like a lead every 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, some rich guy, whatever, but either have us do it and schedule your dates and not think about it and just, save your time for revenue generating activities or going to the gym or hobbies, things like that. And if you can't afford our services, go to Upwork.com and get a guy in the Philippines for $3 an hour to at least do all the swiping, send opening messages, and maybe coordinate dates. Depending how easy the dating market you're in, you can see results with this even on a low budget. If you're a big fish in a small pond, by that I mean a really good-looking guy in an easy dating market. Cool. You don't need us. Well, you still need us because we do way better than. But it's not essential. You can still cut out, maybe 50% of the time instead of cutting out 100% of the time like you do with our service, right? But schedule these dates, do the, stagger them, half an hour apart, deal with a shitload of volume. Remember, my online dating success formula is build a rock star dating profile with amazing content, amazing photos, amazing videos. Number 2, go to an easier dating market if you can, leave the West. And number 3, volume. Send 20 DMs a day. Buy boosts, spend X amount of time swiping and messaging girls every night, etc. And if you do this, you will be pretty much guaranteed to have a date when you want to, right? And, even for the girls that you flaked on, you can even, maybe reinitiate them in the future. But, just to wrap up, guys, I used to feel really bad. I used to really feel really bad about flaking on women. Then I said, hey, listen, the amount of times in my life that I flaked on an attractive woman that was treating me well, that we had a good vibe, we had good chemistry, and there was no, obvious reason to flake on her. The amount of times that I've done that is when, like a health emergency, a family emergency, I've probably done it like 6 times over my entire adult life, and I've been an adult for almost 18 years now. So I'm good for like 1 every 3 years. I'm good for flaking on a chick that, whatever. So stagger your dates, do, a lot of volume, outsource it to us if you can. Don't feel bad about it. You have to be selfish. You have to actually go on dates. It's within your right, you're entitled to have a romantic sex life with women, experience chemistry and butterflies and happiness with women. And sometimes you got to play dirty. Sometimes you got to take the gloves off and play a little dirty. I don't feel good about it, but that's the reality. You got to fight fire with fire. Fuck them. Fuck anybody who says this is rude or unfair. You have no idea what we're going through, bro. Fuck you. You have no idea what it's like to be a man and get flaked on 4 weekends in a row. Just shut the fuck up. crawl back into your hole and, I don't know, play with yourself or something. Anyway, my rant is over. Go to redbeardrans.net if you want me to personally make it my responsibility that you have a rock star dating life and achieve those results for you or give you your money back. Schedule a call, redbeardrans.net. Also Instagram, redbeardrans1. Yo, and follow me on YouTube. What is up with like 90% of my views are coming from ninja watchers aren't subscribed? Fucking subscribe to this channel, bro. What's wrong with you? Peace.